Hey everybody, what's going on? The focus of this video is going to be on the Montreal Canadiens defense and what they're going to do with Mike Matheson, expected to return imminently on the Habs blue line. But before we get into that, let's talk about today's sponsor for this video, which is the BetStamp Sports app. And this application is very strong for sports betting users. And if you want to download the app and use my code for the application, which is Cook, C-O-O-K, use that and it'll greatly benefit me. But moving forward, looking at tonight's line, some of the lines in the NHL on the only game on this slate, which is the Vancouver Canucks taking on the Los Angeles Kings. And if you want to get the best odds possible, you're going to want to use the BetStamp Sports app and use multiple betting applications in order to get the best price possible, which on the red hot Los Angeles Kings right now is minus 112 on the North Star Sportsbook. If you're looking other places, you can see them as big as minus 120 on FanDuel, meaning you're going to want to take advantage of that minus 112 price tag. Let's dive into what the Montreal Canadiens are going to do now, or at least what I think they should do moving forward on the blue line with Mike Matheson having an imminent return. This is going to be a really large boost for the Montreal Canadiens and their blue line because Matheson is a very strong top four defenseman. And it's going to be interesting what he can accomplish in this Martin St. Louis offensive system. I think he's going to be a very effective puck mover. He's going to post strong underlying numbers, at least he should in this type of environment, despite the Montreal Canadiens not necessarily doing so at this point in the season, which is exactly what you kind of expected going in. This isn't exactly a world-beating roster, and they've likely been punching above their weight class early on, and you can expect some bit of a downward tilt moving forward here because they have been performing above expectations, especially when you consider the quality of goaltending they've been getting early on. But the point being, someone is going to have to come out of the lineup in order for Matheson to be inserted, and I think that player is likely going to be Arbor Xhekaj. It just makes the most sense. But the issue here is that it's hard to really do that type of maneuver because he's done so many good things on the Montreal Canadiens roster, and it's hard to tell a player that continues to do good things that he no longer has a spot on the roster. And it's not because of anything he's done that is limiting him from being in the lineup, but it's just because of what Mike Matheson brings and what his future is with this big club. Arbor Xhekaj is likely going to be a bottom pairing defenseman for the Montreal Canadiens for the foreseeable future, but he can likely benefit from some time in Laval, playing in the top four there, getting 22 plus minutes a night, and just getting more time in the power play, on the penalty kill, kind of cutting down on the penalties. You know, you want to see a lot of that physicality from him. He's going to fight whenever someone challenges him, and he's going to be that physical type of player, but he kind of just needs to tone down on the infractions but still stay on the edge of being that physical type of player, because that's what he brings on any given shift. Opponents are going to know when he's out there, especially forwards when they're going into the corner with him, meaning that he has to continue to play that way, but kind of not toe the edge as much as he has been. And I think that's going to come with time. He's still a very young defenseman and someone that's going to continue to grow in this Montreal Canadiens system. But I think it just makes the most sense for the time being to send him down to Laval and let him continue his development there. The issue is I'm not exactly sure what the coaching staff and management will say to him in order for him to really get the message that it's not because of anything he's done wrong, more so that they just have so many bodies on the back end right now that he needs to fit into that situation long term. It's going to be interesting to see the type of minutes that the defensemen are going to get moving forward. You still have players like David Savard, Joel Edmondson, and Mike Matheson returning to the lineup, but then you have the youngsters like Jordan Harris, Caden Gooley, and Jonathan Kovacevic. So I think that there's a lot of minutes to go around here. I think you're likely going to see a bit less from Harris and Kovacevic, but that doesn't mean that they aren't playing strong hockey right now. I think Kovacevic was found money, and I think he's going to be a quality 6 or 7 defenseman for the Montreal Canadiens moving forward. But a player like Jordan Harris is starting to show some offensive potential. He's moving the puck really well. He scored last night against Columbus with a beautiful wrist shot goal, and I just think that he's a very strong personality and someone that can really make a difference for this team in the long term. And I don't mean strong personality in the meaning that he's going to be someone that's a vocal leader. I just mean that his presence is going to be felt on the ice because of his two-way strengths, and I think he's going to be someone that's going to play on that top four for a long time in Montreal Canadiens colors, and that's something that is important for what they're trying to build here on the back end. They still lack that true alpha number 1 and 2 defenseman. I think Caden Gooley is best suited as a number 3, but moving forward that's going to be a huge target for what this team has to accomplish is finding a way to acquire top pairing defensemen and hopefully young ones at that. That's it for me today from Cook's Corner. As always, let me know in the comment section down below who you believe will be taken out of the lineup for Mike Matheson once he returns in the near future. I'm Zach Cook. We'll see you later.